They say all's fair in love and war, but in Hollywood, love often starts with a scandal. From secret affairs and paparazzi-fueled breakups to lifelong love stories, these 12 celebrity couples prove that controversial beginnings don't always mean a bad ending. Stay tuned as we count down 12 famous couples who started in scandal and still made it serious. They were co-anchors on GMA3, but off-air, they were making headlines for an entirely different reason. In 2022, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach's relationship went public while both were still married. The scandal cost them their jobs at ABC, but not each other. Fast forward to 2025. They've launched a podcast and announced their engagement. Love may have started in controversy, but now they're writing their own story. Kelsey Grammer met Kate Walsh in 2009, while still married to Real Housewives star Camille Grammer. Kate was a flight attendant. Kelsey was still very married. Fast forward 2 years, they wed, had 3 children together, and are still going strong today, more than a decade later. Their romance began on the set of a Lifetime movie in 2008. While both were married, LeAnn Rimes and Eddie Cibrian denied their affair at first, but by 2009, they divorced their spouses and stepped into the spotlight together. Now, over 14 years later, they're still married. Scandal? Yes. Regrets? Not really. Possibly the most infamous love triangle in Hollywood history. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie reportedly fell in love while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2003, when he was still married to Jennifer Aniston. Brangelina became a media obsession, adopting kids, making movies, and finally marrying in 2014. Though it ended in divorce, their 12-year relationship left a lasting legacy. Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott slept together the first night they met, while both were married. The whirlwind affair led to quick divorces, a fast wedding, and 5 children together. But by 2024, the rocky marriage ended, with Spelling filing for divorce after 17 years. This was a betrayal that rocked old Hollywood. Eddie Fisher was married to Debbie Reynolds, Elizabeth Taylor's best friend, when he began an affair with Taylor after her husband's tragic death. They married just hours after his divorce. But Taylor eventually left him for Richard Burton, starting a whole new scandal. She was the world's biggest sex symbol. He was one of America's most respected playwrights. Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller had an affair while both were married, then tied the knot in 1956. The marriage was passionate, but short-lived. They divorced after 5 rocky years. They met on a movie set in 1944. She was 19, he was 45 and married. The spark between Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall was undeniable. He divorced and married Bacall just 11 days later. They stayed together until his death in 1995. They loved each other from the start, but married other people. Charles and Camilla's affair began before, and resumed during, his marriage to Princess Diana. After public backlash and divorces, they finally wed in 2005. Now king and queen, their scandalous love story spans over 40 years. They met while filming Too Much and fell hard, despite both being married. Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith divorced their spouses and married in 1996. Their love lasted 18 years before parting ways in 2014. They're seen as one of Hollywood's golden couples, but it started with heartbreak. Paul Newman left his wife and 3 kids for Joan Woodward after meeting on a film set. They were married for 50 years until his death. Proof that scandal doesn't always mean doom. When Johnny Cash and June Carter met in 1956, they were both married, but their chemistry was undeniable. They wed in 1968 and stayed together until June's death in 2003. Johnny passed away just 4 months later, unable to live without her. Love doesn't always start clean, especially in Hollywood. But sometimes, scandalous beginnings turn into legendary love stories. Which couple surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more celebrity deep dives.